DJI revisits the past by going back to its original form factor. I was, and still am, a huge fan of the original DJI Osmo Action. I always have one on me, and I used it way more than I ever thought I would. I never owned the Action 2, nor did I really want to, and it wasn't because I never really liked it. It just was released right after I bought the original Osmo Action, and I was content with my decision. One thing that would have been great though is if they would have kept the glass lens cover the same size. That way I wouldn't have to buy my ND filters over again. Most videos when the Action 3 was released a few weeks ago were comparing it to the GoPro 11. This is not one of those videos. And since the example I have works flawlessly, I'm not really going to touch too much on the focusing issues either. DJI is claiming 160 minutes battery in 1080p. But if you plan to shoot in 4K, you can expect somewhere around 2 hours, give or take a few minutes. And 18 minutes of charge will get you 80% battery, but if you want to take it to 100%, it's going to take around 50. They're also claiming that this is the most extreme cold weather battery they've ever made. And I have no way of testing this claim, but it did hold up nicely in between a few Uncrustables in my freezer. The magnetic quick release is definitely something to write home about. This is a feature that carried over from the Action 2, and the Action 2 clip will work on the Action 3, but there were a lot of issues with unwanted noise coming from the clip rubbing against the body. So DJI improved this by adding a little rubber pad, and this prevented squeaking and also helped keep more pressure on the hooks themselves for a better grip. And the clips themselves have been improved by having more of a hook on it for a better bite. Working our way up from the new magnetic mount, you'll notice a small rubber pad. This pad is supposedly a windproof microphone that was made by the wizards over at DJI using spells and magic. But in case you don't believe in magic, there are two forward-facing stereo microphones in the Action 3 logo. And if you look at the letter O, it looks different than all the rest of the letters. That's because there's a light meter in there that's for the auto exposure. And it really comes in handy when you use some of their ISO presets that give you max range. I tend to go with 100 to 6400, but you can go from 100 to 12,800, but I tend to stick to a grain-free diet. You ever seen somebody perform a low light and wind noise test at the same time? Well, that's what this channel is all about, diversity. You know, to be so dark, that image actually looks really good. I'm pretty impressed. On either side is a weather sealed door. On both you will find a rubber gasket that makes it waterproof to 16 meters. That's 52.5 feet for my fellow patriots. But behind the small door you'll find the USB-C, but not the micro SD. That's been moved to the other side where the world's most extreme battery is. The front 1.4 inch screen is now touchscreen, which is cool and all, but I find it easier to navigate the settings from the back. I could see it being useful if it was mounted in a tight space or hard to get to, but I think at that point I would just use the quick release, navigate the settings and put it back. But then again, I have been told that I think too much. To the right of that fancy new touchscreen is a 1/1.7 inch CMOS sensor with a 155-degree field of view and a fixed aperture of 2.8. You can choose between super wide, wide, or standard D-warp all the way to 4K 120, as long as you use a 16:9 aspect ratio or 9:16 for all of you TikTokers and short creators. But if you go with a 4:3 or 3:4, you're limited to 4K 60. And for all of you slow-mo fans out there, you can go all the way to 240 frames per second as long as you do it in 1080p. Rocksteady 3.0 is available through all the frame rates, even 4K, which is awesome. I strapped it to the back of my dog with impressive results. Horizon Balance is available all the way to 4K 60, but Horizon Steady, you're limited to 2.7K or 1440p. The UI and settings menu have pretty much stayed the same, but one feature that was long overdue was the ability to name your files and folders in camera. You're pretty much limited to the first 3 digits in folders and the last 3 digits in files. It's not much, but anything is better than day, month, year, time, and then file number. Another setting that's amazing is the ability to choose video compression. I really appreciate the file size and efficiency of HEVC H.265, but my computer and DaVinci Resolve are grateful for H.264. I could just create proxy files, but that's kind of a time-consuming step, and the Galaxy Book Odyssey handles H.264 just fine. One final thing about the settings menu, and I'm not really sure if it's been updated or not, but the voice control feature was spot on, and it never failed me once. I know the Action 2 had this, I just don't know how well it performed, but it was definitely convenient when it was mounted on the car or getting B-roll of walking along a trail or something. I wouldn't be much of a photographer if I didn't at least mention that there's a photo mode that takes a 12 megapixel image and has an electronic shutter speed that ranges from 1/8,000th of a second for freezing action, or you can long expose for up to 30 seconds. That'd probably do pretty good for light painting or star trails. Also in time-lapse mode, there are presets for crowds, clouds, sunset, or you can set your own custom time. Here we use sunset because it automatically takes a photo every 3 seconds. So how much does it cost? Well, DJI has remained extremely competitive when it comes to their action camera lineup. You can get just the action cam, the protective case, one battery, and one quick release for $329. But depending on your needs and your use cases, there are several combos available. The one that I think is the best value and the one that I purchased with my own money is the Adventure combo. It comes with 2 additional batteries as well as this charging case that doubles as a battery bank. Pretty awesome. And you get an extra magnetic quick release. You get the adhesive mount where you just peel it and stick it wherever. I just haven't found a place that I want to permanently attach this. And you get the 1.5 meter extension rod. I mean, this thing is ridiculous. Watch this. Ugh. I mean, that's crazy. That's literally 5.5 feet. It's pretty cool. Like, I actually shoved it into a waterfall the other day. Pretty neat. I wish you could buy just the magnetic quick release, but as it stands right now, you actually have to buy the entire adhesion kit for like $20, and that comes with it. That's a good opportunity for a third party like Ulanzi or Small Rig to get some of the market share. I would definitely be one of their first orders. I mean, 2 of them is nice, but I really would like to have a couple more just to keep around, keep one in the bag. Well, that's going to do it for this one. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Action 3, or do you own any of the Osmo Action series? You know, the 1 or the 2. Let me know what you think. My last video got way more traction than I deserve, and I really appreciate and love every one of y'all for doing it. You know, if you found this at all helpful, a like would be awesome, and if you think I earned it or you're into photo and tech related content, a sub would be cool. As always, my name is Donnie. I love each and every one of y'all, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.